Oh, I accidentally joined a cult for 6 months. Let me explain. We're going to be eating today Costco's rotisserie chicken salad with Parmesan cheese and Caesar salad. Excuse me, Caesar dressing. This is a Caesar salad today. I'm not going to be eating the Caesar dressing. I actually pop on some pumpkin seeds. This is also the Go Raw from Costco. And I just go. So I accidentally went to YWAM, which is a school in, they're all over the world. Excuse me. They're all over the world. And don't let me forget the croutons. It's so big. Like, I'm down here in Miami and they have one in Brickell. You know what I mean? Like, they're everywhere. They're all over the country, they're all over the world. Oh my goodness. I have like leaf. Don't let that gross you out. It's just a leaf. I'm out here in the wilderness, out here at a park eating. This is Costco strawberry banana smoothie. I'm a big fan. It's only $3.99. Is it $2.99 or $3.99? I'm gonna fact check that. But this is really affordable. I'm a big fan. Okay, I need to get my angles right because I don't need to be so close. So let's get into it. So I started at YWAM back in 2023, and I had an experience where my sister had been going for so long. It's a college. Oh no, oh no. It's a college. Let me get my thumbnail quick. Um, your only credentials you need to join the college is to be a Christian. Now, I do this because I have no problems with Christians. I'm a Christian myself. But the reason I do that is because, you guys, the way that they go about things, it gets really interesting. So follow along. Mm, I love this delicious food. By the way, thank you for all the follows and all the subscribers on my last mukbang. Love you guys so much. So, YWAM. It stands for Youth with a Mission. The only credential you need to be as a Christian that they consider a Christian, which you can only imagine the guidelines are just so weird. Oh, let me get some pumpkin seeds. Let me get some pumpkin seeds. I've met people there that were Satanists months before. Mm. And the pumpkin seeds are salted. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And they gave their life over to Christ, which is terrific. But when you're going to YWAM, whether you go to their main base, which is what they call their colleges, is in Hawaii on the Big Island in Kona. It's kind of like a big deal, you know? And that's where the one I went to. Because my sister lives there and she goes there and she volunteers there and she works there for free and she's been doing that as like a do-gooder. Technically the word would be a missionary. Excuse me. I have to stop giving you a shot of the bottom of this. I'm sorry. Technically the word is missionary. And she's been talking to me into doing it. And so I went because I was just in a point in my life where I wanted to give back. So I thought that would be a good place to go for obvious reasons. That's what they're known for. They're number one in the nation for missions. Um, I went. The reason I'm doing this story time in the first place in my mukbang is because when I would look things up about the show, there was like nothing to be found. I gotta go get one of these croutons for you guys. There was nothing to be found. People would make like these exposés kind of, but I don't know. There was just something weird about watching them. It just seemed like they didn't know how to really articulate what they had experienced. They knew it was bad. They just couldn't really articulate it. Now, I've been having a heck of a time doing the same because they really warped the Bible there. Mm. So I go, I mean, I am not a negative Nancy. The place was dirty, filthy, and full of pests. And we have a leader. The leader, your missions that you're going to be going to will be in these rural, completely destitute places where they're still practicing. I can't use the word on YouTube because I don't want to get demonetized or shadow banned, but they still eat people, follow along. They still eat other people in the places that we are supposed to go. And we are famously known for going, like Papua New Guinea, for instance. If you know, you know. Leave a comment below if you are a YWAMer. Let me know your experience and what you've experienced um, traveling with them. Because my sister's been doing it for years, and they've had her left in war zones. And being essayed. I've heard of other stories of people being essayed. Not my sister, excuse me. Um, I don't want to put that out there. My sister was not essayed. Other people at that school have been going on their mission trip because you have to understand a lot of the people that are these squirrels and these ducks at this park. I'm so sorry. I'm looking around. They're here. They're looking for the food. They're hungry. And I have to like attack them over a piece of lettuce. You see them? They're on my last nerve. Like I literally had to start my video late because they're attacking me. I'm scared. They're like on the look. Mm. No, that's not. Mm. So this pest everywhere. Go there, and then there's this leader. A lot of things go down when you go to these. They call it the DTS, where you actually go to your missions trip, and you go to these rural areas where it's just you and a bunch of 20-year-olds who have very weird. They're the weirdest people in the world, and I mean it like the. I mean well. I mean this to be well intended. If you want to send your kid to YWAM, I don't want you to watch this and think, "Oh, he's eating food. He's such a joke." I mean this like I feel like this is going to be a digestible way to understand the experience that may be digestible being a pun. The experience that maybe you or your child may be privy to because if you don't know, why well, you can go for all ages like any college. Like I said, you don't need to be graduated from anything. You just need to be a Christian, but not for any surmountable amount of time. Because I know people that were Satanists before they walked in that door. Interesting operation that they have going over there. I'm still chasing off squirrels. They're so aggressive here too, and hungry. Um, and my leader, my leading teacher was this lady named Hannah Saker. In my opinion, in my experience, I went to Kona, Hawaii on the Big Island, like I said before. In my experience, do not go to Kona, Hawaii, GT, Miami, GT, Kona, Hawaii, on the Big Island. There's this program called the DTS, which I can't remember what the acronym stands for, but it's like it's when they're training you to go on your trip, on your mission trip. The whole time they're supposed to be training you to be around people that eat other people. And that's to say the least. You have to sleep with nets over you when you go to Africa because of the rats and the, excuse me for eating, rats and the flies and the fleas and the ticks. What is it? The mosquitoes. That's the word I'm looking for. The mosquitoes. Mm-mm. Not me. No. No, no, no. Now the stores are really gonna come. Um, and then you just have a bunch of 20-year-olds with you leading you. Like somebody a couple years older than me who was 27 was leading us. Was somebody I was supposed to go and talk to about my problems, and I was like, why would I talk to this random dude about? But I understand they needed probably for some legal reason to have somebody for you to talk to. But they formed this as like, this is a teacher, this is some sort of leader. No, he's not. He went to Italy for 3 months, and now he's in my face trying to tell me something. I'm like, what? And my dude's name was like Tyler or whatever. He was like nice enough, you know. But he was like meet with them once a week to do nothing. Like, I guess he was like, do you have any complaints? Yeah, nice enough guy. I don't know. No structure. Every week they have a new speaker comes in. It's just like you kind of go to church, like a really weak service, with all they're doing is telling you personal stories about them that have nothing to do with God, but they're just so excited to be in Hawaii on the church's dollar. It's such a waste of $10,000. Hmm? It's $10,000 to go to that school. Hmm. And they come in like that, rude as ever. They tell you when you can pay your bill, right? Okay, so we all know how payments work, right? There was a payment I needed to make that a lot of people needed to make. At some point, at some point, we just all had to make a payment. Like most of my class or whatever. We were not late. We were within the time frame, right? Follow me. They put our names on a board. And when you paid, they would check your name off. Never at the end of class, they would tell 60-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 20-year-olds that they still need to pay their bill. And they're going to check them off. A 29-year-old named Hannah Saker would do that. Allegedly. In my experience. When she would degrade us like that in front of the whole class, she would text us privately, keep us updated. She would have us on a board sitting there in a classroom where we could go in and, I guess, hang out, if you will. Even though there were mad roaches in there, so didn't nobody want to hang in there. But anyways, let me just, because the college that they have us in, it's called Chips. Look it up. I'll tell you. They will not show you the inside of that place because it's disgusting. It's a rundown old hotel in front of a ocean, so that looks fabulous. The ocean is fabulous, right? No one's complaining about that, but why is this place so allegedly bug infested? Like, what? It was, oh my goodness, it was fucking disgusting. Like, I spent so much money eating away from the college. Let me just put it this way. I spent $900 and like, oh no, this duck is back. I'm gonna have to wrap up. I spent $900. All right, the first couple weeks of school, mm, the first month, I think it was maybe 700 on food just to eat away from there because it was so underkept. And then they had us cleaning, and they would be on us with a whip, like, "Where were you? You need to clean." It was like, where are the people that are supposed to do that? But everyone's volunteering there. I sound so much like a negative Nancy, but I just want you to know the $10,000 experience you're going to be paying for, guys. You find in Hawaii, I was there a couple weeks earlier because my sister lives there, right? Going to banquets, meeting people. But you know what actually really stuck out to me? I would continuously ask, what am I going to be setting? What am I going to be doing? Where am I going to be going? What? It's all up in the air. No one can tell you anything. They all say, no one had just an experience. No one has an experience. And I was like, well, what am I going to be doing? I guess it sounds so interesting. And that maybe what gotten me in. And that's probably why you're going. Because no one can really put their finger exactly on what you're going to be doing. Because I'm sure what you're going to be doing is having like fivesomes in damn Africa, listening to some 24-year-old talk about how he has visions and God told him to do this. Oh yeah, there's many stories out there, and your innocent daughter's out there getting a train ran on her because like she's listening to some cute 24-year-old tell her uh, that he has visions. It's weird there. I'm trying to sound the alarm. I used to just I look at my sister sometimes. I'm like, blink if you are being held captive. But like, they tell you to keep secrets there. Okay, because I'm going to say this to say this. They make you expose everything about yourself. It's a big part of the culture that they really push that. And it's like, if you're not doing it, you're not serious enough, you're not godly enough, and they're not going to let you progress to the next thing. But the next thing isn't, which would be your DTS, your actual going. So when you go to Hawaii, you go to Hawaii for 3 weeks, excuse me, 3 months, and they're training you to go to Papua New Guinea and give aid to camp to people who are eating other people or whatever insert scenario is. But that's a really big thing about YWAM. That's what they do. They aid Papua New Guinea people, and that's what they need. They promise to stop eating other people. I need to stop saying that. Then they will be able to, we will aid them. That's like literally a thing. So there is no structure. I'm not trying to say, no, guys, it's all at the hip. It's a bunch of 23, 24, 25-year-olds trying to pick up some scraps of a loose ended program. And it's like, well, they got us here. We're stuck here. We're enjoying the island. We're right in front of an ocean. They just kind of get the benefit of already getting us there. Warm is not special. The people that like it, they're like Hawaii. They like the adventure they went on. Warm is so mid and dark. Mm-mm-mm. And like, as much as I said, other people have a hard time expressing exactly what it is that we saw. I'm going to do my due diligence. I'm not going to cram it all in one video. Excuse me. I have so much wildlife around me. I'm just looking all around. I'm not going to cram it all in one video. I'm going to do a series. I'm going to make a playlist. I'm going to let you guys follow along because maybe it is really boring. I know personally it was really boring for me to do my research, but it's your life and you don't get it back. You got to be careful when you're out here in these places with these weird people you don't know who are all over the world who have these different renditions of the Bible, because YWAM accepts it all because they want all the money. They're fundraising, they're throwing and promoting themselves to you the whole time. And it's like, okay, I'm already here. Can you just teach me what I need to do to go to Papua New Guinea and to aid these people? Because you don't know where you're going to go the whole time. The whole time they try to, what's the word? Steer you along you know, oh, it's just so weird. It was such a weird experience. And it's like the whole time you just want to be so positive. You're like, oh, I'm a missionary now, I'm giving back. And you don't need them to fill your mind up with that. You're doing that yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. You're doing something, nothing wrong with that. I'm not done eating, but I am gonna wrap up my salad. I'm gonna bring out a snack in a second. But what they do is like, there's nothing wrong with being excited about what you've just, I want to see if there's any more croutons left. There's nothing wrong with being excited about what you've just signed up to do. My problem is, don't be blind. Don't be blind. You still have to watch over yourself, and you need to listen to me if you want to go there. If you don't want to go there and you're just listening to this mukbang and this has nothing to do with you, sorry if I got a little too intense. I'm not gonna make that face again. That was not cute. But no, let me actually wrap this up. No, but I just really want to like actually be of service and I really want to help. And I know, like I said before, I don't want to cram it all in one video. I just don't think that that's all necessary. I want to be a little bit more authentic and cash. So, like I said, there's going to be a playlist of this. So follow along. Maybe YWAM, mukbang, mukbang, YWAM, mukbang story times, but I want, because this is a real place and it's so popular if you're a Christian. And I know people are all over the world watching my channel. So I understand that that may not be a big religion for you, but here in the States and America, being a Christian is such a big deal and a big part of our identity. And I just want to be somebody who, because not a lot of people can go to YWAM for a multitude of reasons. You meet a lot of young people, you meet a lot of old people, like really old people or really young people. Excuse me. Excuse me. You meet a lot of old people, a lot of really young people, but it's like you don't see a lot of people that are in their mid of life, like 30s, 40s, 50s. Maybe people later or earlier, like 18 to 24, or like I said, Hannah was 29, but she'd been involved in the cult, if you want to call it, since she was young. And people stick around, like my sister stuck around, and I'm not meaning any disrespect. We all have our lifestyles. So if you're watching this, Missy, I just want you to know that I love you and I respect you, but this was my experience. And as much as you're there doing good and you're doing it for God, I also want you to be safe. I understand you may see this, and I just want you to understand that, like, I'm not judging you. Um, any of you, not just to my sister. I'm not judging any of you who want to go and do good. There's nothing wrong with that. I just really hope that you watch my series, you listen closely, you get beyond how different we are, what it is you don't like about me. This isn't a political thing. Sure, it was different being there, being black. I understand maybe you have people in your church who went there that were black or whatever, but beware of Hannah Saker. If there is nothing I can tell you, you're gonna go. You're gonna have your experience. You may have a fine experience. You're gonna keep going. You're gonna run into something. Okay? I was there living my best life until I wasn't, and I wasn't the only one with the really rude awakening. They were just foul. When they got your money, they got your money. So that's all I'm saying. When they've got your money, they've got your money. And all they do is like they told me that they told our class that they had raised over like $9 million for our class to go and travel, and because that's what they do. They fundraise, they fundraise, they fundraise, and then because that's what it's all about. It's all about getting money from churches so you can send your what's the word? I don't want to use the SLAVES word. Um Volunteers, excuse me. So you can send your volunteers to do other things, but it's kind of like, bro, like I just don't think that they're being very authentic. I think that there's a lot of shady business. I talked to the presidents there. I lived in the guy who wrote the YWAM book. Oh my goodness, I wasn't so starstruck from all of this. So I wasn't so, actually, you know what? I didn't even know the experience I'd had. As much as I tell you, my sister has been going to this school for a long time. I had no idea how high up the chain she'd really become. And, I should have known because we're all a family of champions, but like, she done well for herself. So I was staying in $1 million house in Kona, Hawaii, but I was staying in $1 million house of like the guy who started YWAM. Oh my goodness, I'm probably getting a little too detailed, but this is my experience. This is nothing to do with my sister. This is my experience in Kona, Hawaii. It's such a big place to talk about because it's the big place that they put all the money in, the big place that they want you to go there first. I mean, go local, go at the end of the day. That's what they want you to do. Go at the end of the day. But they're going to want you to go to Hawaii. It's kind of a destination space because you're in Hawaii. But and they put a lot of money into the place. Sorry, I just like took out a twist and I'm like tripping about it. But like, it's really not all it's cracked up to be. If you're not gonna go out and do your due diligence, and I understand the Guardian came out with an article where they're talking about why women is very leftist way, and this isn't. I'm not trying to be political, but to people that are gonna go, sure, maybe they are gonna be more right winged. It's not just about them wanting to keep you clothed. It's about like women are treated very interestingly there, and they are. It's a very hush hush community. As much as they want you to tell, they want you to tell them everything about you, and it's not they want to get to know you. It's a force. They force that. They force it, or they force it, or you can't go. And it's like you think, well, oh, well, then I would rather not go. But it's like you're already there. No one tells you. Nobody preps you for that. It's like, why didn't my sister prep me for that? I think, why didn't your sister prep you for that? She's been there for so long. Da 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 da. You talked her up. Why wouldn't she let you know the environment you're gonna be in? You want to know her perspective on it was? Go and express yourself. To be honest, it's a place where like that stuff. Look at my hands are closed. That stuff worked for her. Like that was something that worked for her, expressing herself. I think that's a double-edged sword that she's not telling me about. Like I said, it's a very like blink twice, please blink twice if everything is not okay. You know what I mean? I don't like it's really something that if you don't know about YWAM and I'm making you privy to, you're like, it's a cult, you psycho. But when your sister's involved with it, she's been so involved and she is doing good work. She's doing like she does really good work. I don't want to like put her out like that, you know? And Kona's a small place. As much as someone can mean it for bad, another person can mean it for good. We're being Christian doesn't make you a perfect person. It doesn't exempt you from being nasty or anything like that. I'm just trying to help you understand that the environment there was dark. All in the name of Jesus. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Not my God. Dear God, thank you so much for being able to talk to whoever's listening. Thank you for helping me be a blessing to them. God, please keep me pure in this experience so I can just be a helping hand to whoever's listening. Jesus' name, amen. Thank you guys for watching. I'm not trying to be long-winded. I do really want to end the video with telling you a little bit about, I'm not done eating. So I do want to end the video with telling you a little bit more about when I went there, we're all going there for a change of life. You see that in everybody. They're going there for a change of life, but not selfishly. They want to give back. It's such a pure thing you see in the next, when you look left and right, that there was something similar all of us had. Everyone's coming from all over the world. Most people are from Germany, New Zealand, all of these crazy places. I know those aren't so crazy, but not America. Okay, when you're around the 50 states, there's just a lot going on. When we see a lot of the 50 here, okay? I've never met so many foreigners, so many people internationally going to YWAM, going to Kona, going to the Big Island, and eating all the foods, and the experience there was just so potent that I didn't have to go to YWAM for that. And if you go to if you go to a normal university, you're probably like, I just feel like I wasted my time. I feel like I wasted my life being bullied, or I guess the attempt to bully me, because you're not gonna bully me. To hear my story, I just want to be so honest with you guys because at the end of the day, I don't want what happened to me to happen to you on your own dollar. It's like I got paid to be shit on. Excuse my language, but it's like I paid them to crap all over me. And that's not going to happen. Not on my watch, you know? What they do is, and how they get away with it is, Hannah Saker, for instance, she does something bad at Kona, hypothetically, allegedly. She does something dark and twisted like she was doing there in Kona. They'll just send her to, I don't know, Brickell, YWAM, California, YWAM. I don't know, Illinois, YWAM. It really is like, it's like Boys and Girls Club. It's like, what I dislike about it the most is how dangerous the journey and the adventures are and the missions trips are, and how ill prepared they prepare you. There was no preparation. They like tiptoe you the whole time to let you know, are you going to go to Italy? Are you going to go to Papua New Guinea? Are you going to Japan? Are you going to, there was no prep for anything. And then when they tell you, it's kind of like, okay, so I don't know. Like, I'm not going there for fuck's sake. But then it's kind of like, okay, but you knew you were going to go. Like, when you sign up for YWAM, you understand you are going for a more exotic experience. So it's not like somebody saying no is unheard of, but it is less likely that anyone's going to say no, considering they want the adventure. And not all, but most, right? But it's not that they want only the adventure with no safety guidelines. Like, come on, you guys are supposed to teach us how to take care of ourselves out of the country. Not only out of the country, but in these extremely dangerous places. Like I've explained plenty of times before, it was such yes, it's just so disappointing and heartbreaking to hear myself say this crap. And it's like, my sister, if you're watching this, Tia, I'm not telling you that it can't be great for you. I'm not saying for anyone that it can't be something that you do something good still, but you can also do something good anywhere. You can do something good anywhere. You don't have to be, that's where it gets so dangerous. I'm not trying to preach at you guys. I'm trying to tell you my personal experience. It gets so dangerous when you have like this pure group with no real maturity, no rooster, if you will, nobody to, maybe a horrible analogy, but nobody to really guide them in the right way. The leader, I talked to him many times. He was a twisted guy. He was this bald guy. He said he knew a lot about Miami because they have a base in um Brickell, as I've said many times. But he said he just was this twisted guy. And I remember Hannah Saker allegedly was this big liar chick. She was 29 years old. She cared more about her acne more than she cared about anything going on with all of us. I don't know how many were there, like 60, 70, 100, 200. I don't know, man. I don't know how many there were because sometimes with how big the whole campus is, you start to kind of forget who's all in your class because maybe we all do things in segments a little bit. So there was a lot of us for her to take care of, and she took care of none of us. And we are already on an island where a volcano erupted. That volcano erupted when we were there. That big volcano, that erupted when we were there. There were no protocol. There was nothing to keep us safe. It's like when you go there, you're acutely, not acutely, you're obtusely, you're greatly aware that it's just a weird thing. Like right when you get there, you're like, oh my goodness, anything could happen to me. Like I'm on an island, like Pearl Harbor. I guess like you should start all the things start rolling in your mind. If you've been there, leave comments below. If you've ever been to an island, let me know what it was like when you went. Because I'm telling you, if you go and you've gone, isn't it very much like, oh my gosh, anything could happen to me? And you're in America, but it doesn't feel like America when you're in the big island because it's not a massive city. It's not anything city like. It's rural. So like and then they speak their own language. They have a thick culture. I thought it was gonna be white people everywhere, black people in the hood, like it is everywhere else. It wasn't. It was really cool. So my experience that I loved about going to YWAM had less to do with YWAM and more to do with my experience in Hawaii. Which, when you really look closely and you listen to people's story, I'm like, you loved Hawaii. Did you like how you were treated? Did you look left and right and look closely? Did you question the doctrine? Did you really um invest yourself in believing? I wasn't Christian enough to them. I don't know. I don't know. John 3:16, leave it. Let me know. What makes you a Christian? Is it John 3:16, believe in Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior? Or is it not listening to your leader try to express to I don't know, man. It was just a whole bunch of, but like at the end of the day, they worship these people. Like there's some sort of like God because they have all the money. They hold all the money. They're holding all of these um what is it? Like fundraisers. That's all they do there. They fundraise, they fundraise, they fundraise, they fundraise, they fundraise, and then they can move you here, there, which is freeing. But personally, I would rather pay for it. I don't know. Call me crazy. Watching this from YWAM, I was gonna say you could KMS, which is like kiss my A, but at the end of the day, I said a prayer, and I'm gonna keep that type of time. I forgive you, I truly do. I just think that you thought you were going to get away with something that you're never going to get away with. You're watching because you knew that I was going to make it. I don't need you to believe that. That's just what it is. This isn't me making it. This is just the beginning. You knew that you were dead wrong. You were just in a community of people that made you feel really safe to do some dark stuff on an island and go away. But it's not going away, and it's all gonna come. It's all gonna come out. Okay, it's all gonna come out in time. Yeah, it really is. Have you guys ever been involved in a cult? I don't really know how else to put it, and I really hate to use that word because I don't want to get myself shadow banned, but I want to be authentic. Like it's a really hot, hot, hot topic. And when I went, I remember my brother and my sister-in-law looking at me like this, and I was like, "What?" Like we're not close enough for them to tell me. I guess you're going to go to a cult, which says a lot about our relationship. Unfortunately, as we've grown up, we've just become when we're around each other. We try to keep it positive, and we don't want to judge each other in that type of way. Especially when you're going to a big when you. I guess I'd already made my decision on going and all of that stuff, and now at that point, I was just telling them about. I guess things I'm listening to, reading, how they thought of it, or if they'd ever gone. I wasn't trying to hear anything negative per se. I was just I don't know. I think I'm looking at like mink attack at I don't know. There's a lot. I don't know. 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 A lot of wildlife. I actually don't no. I don't know what I was saying. But they like move you around from base to base. So like Hannah Saker, if she is in at Kona, she's somewhere in YWAM. She would have just done something dark like she had been allegedly in my experience, in my personal experience. Hannah Saker was doing a lot of dark stuff. And they would just move her to another base because it's owned by a different company. Maybe like see it as a franchise, like see it that way. Don't learn this the opposite. I'm not like if you're involved in a church and you're watching this, you know all the ins and outs about it all, and you're like, I trust, I trust, I trust. Revise, 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 revise. Because when you're there and you start and things start to unveil, and you're like, well, am I just gonna go back after talking about this and setting my life up and taking the time off work or quitting my job and giving my car up or setting things up with my family, husband, all these things like don't be a fool. I hope you guys enjoyed this mukbang story time. Like, I know I'm saying I'm going to eat more snacks. And I really want to. I really do. I know this is like pathetic and small, but I hope you guys don't mind. Let me know if you guys mind. Do you guys mind the smoking? And I'm not gonna say like, have you also joined a cult? But sure, why women so popular? Let me guys know. Let me know, you guys. Do you feel like my experience is unique? I've talked to some people that have had really positive experiences. I know my base, my college, my class was mad whack. Like they were just some. It's like they just really let about anybody come in and do anything as long as they had a couple dollars or somebody to fundraise, and because that's all it took. You didn't have to have any credentials. You just had to be a Christian, I guess. Allegedly, like I don't see anything other than the sign up when you initially start, where it's like, "Are you a Christian?" Yes. Do you believe in John 3:16? Yes. It's like, okay, like that's it. All right, all right. I can pay a ticket to Hawaii and you guys will figure this out. And it's like if you can't afford the 10,000, it's like they're like, trust me, no worries, we'll put you on a payment plan. Or just ask your church for money. Ask your church for money. Or you can go to these places and we'll show you how to ask for more money. And you think I'm not judging, like my sister does it, but it does seem a little soulless when you see the way that it's actual when it's done. The way it's done in actuality. I'm telling you guys, like, oh, maybe it is because I'm not trying to skim over. Oh, I slept at the president's house. I was there for like 2 weeks. Like, it was cool. My sister lives there. Like, it's a really cool experience to actually be able to sleep in $1 million house. It wasn't nothing to turn your nose up to. It really was a lavish experience, especially to say you were going to missionary school. I expected a lot more dusty when it came to just everything. When I went to the school, when it came to living in Hawaii, maybe, but when I went to the school and I saw, okay, the leaders are living like kings, and we're living like chump. Like that was not cool. I would just really wish that YWAM, if you guys are watching this, please, please, please reconstruct and do a much better job looking into the people that you have run your corporation, because they're doing a little bit of whatever they want to, and it shows. It's really inappropriate. I'm not going to shove all of that in this video. I've given you guys a little bit of sprinkles of some of the things that I'm talking about, but there's no way you guys are going to get away with how you did us. My class, our money. I'm not saying our trip, me, 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 me. This isn't about a selfish endeavor. We went for other people. Where did they had nothing to do with it. They just put their name on a trip that I could have gone without you. And then if I wanted to go somewhere that was more, or if places needed help that were more, I guess, rural, destitute, I really can't describe the word third world, then why not just train us to go there? Why are you going out of your way to teach us to do things that ain't nobody, they didn't teach us to do anything. That's the thing. Everyone was busy sleeping with each other. Everybody was busy sleeping with each other. Hannah Saker ran a really bad group, you know, and it was interesting. It was really interesting because everyone in our group, everyone was just sleeping with each other. And it was kind of like, it wasn't cool to see, because at the end of the day, you can go to a normal university and have the same experience, spend your money, go on a trip with your family, help others, or go on a trip with your friends and help others. I don't know. I just don't want you to get a preconceived notion that you're really going to like the, oh yes, they have the churches like that when they're doing all of that, and that's cool. Like I love that for you guys. Like hallelujah, like, but at the end of the day, we are here to serve the Lord, and that's not happening. It seems like we're just serving the guy, like we're serving the guy with the pocketbook, because we're not allowed to work there. They push a no working at YWAM. You're not allowed to work. So it's kind of like they push this. Oh no, they push this environment where you can't really fend for yourself there, like at all. You can't work. You can't like get close to anybody, unless like you can't get too close to anybody. Oh no, I'm so mad. I'm so mad. But it's kind of like mad corny, because it's kind of like they control everything, and they're the only thing that they spent time doing is making sure we didn't date anybody. And it was like, bro, you guys had a big responsibility. Fail. That's all they cared about. That's all they talked about. And then it's funny because all they talked about was that, but everyone was dating each other. Everybody who was telling us not to date, they were like, he, don't date. And it's like, I'm not 15. I'll do what I want. And I'm can what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing? You would never believe it. That's all we did. That's all we did. We'd like go to a light Bible study, and that's what they called class. And it was mostly the youth leader talking about him, his wife, who they are, their church, what they're about. And it's like, all right. And then we were there for 3 months, though. There was just like a new speaker. They never got any deeper. They didn't talk to us about the DTS or what was going to be going on. They were just telling us about them or what it was like when they went to Russia and did their thing. And it was like, okay, like maybe you could say that was getting somewhere, but it wasn't. It was mostly an ego stroke, or maybe advertising their church, like as if, I don't know, like it was second, like the whole time they were like, we love each other, we don't know each other. And no one, like, I'm not saying nobody was trying to get to know each other, because obviously they were getting to know each other all right, but it was like so unauthentic and corny. I wanted to, like, I don't know, like, you know what, My lighter's gone. My lighter's gone. Look it. Right on live. No mas. I'm real sad about it. So I'm gonna call it a live. That's it. That's it. That's it. I'm gonna have to finish my salad later. I was actually gonna have more muffins, but I keep tasting these and I'm not eating them, but I want to smoke a little bit more. So I'm gonna finish talking to you guys about more YWAM stuff later. Hope the smoking didn't upset you. If it did, just leave it in the comments below and leave a like on the video and just let me know your guys' thoughts. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.